Hi there, you're watching Time Warner Cable's local edition. This is the Sacramento Report. I'm Jaime Garza, and with me is George Runner with the State Board of Equalization.
Hi, Jaime. How are you?
Congratulations
Thank you.
On your new position.
Thank you.
New
Thank
duties,
you.
the whole thing there.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the budget
Sure.
and how it's going to impact unemployment, because unemployment here in the state of California is still very, very high.
Well, it is. It's the third or fourth highest in the nation. You know, for a lot of us who came to California in the 50s, 60s, 70s, you know, we came to California because it was a place of great promise and opportunity. And now to have California having an unemployment rate that's you know, higher than the Rust Belt states, as we used to call them, is just unbelievable to us. And so I think that's the real challenge. That's really the real challenge on the budget too, because you know, we do have a revenue problem, but I'm convinced that our big revenue problem is the fact that we have such a high unemployment rate. I mean, now we're approaching 13%. And when people aren't working, they're not paying taxes.
I've talked to a lot of business owners who say they're going to leave, or they want to leave because it's not a place to do business anymore. And this is, we've been hearing this for years now. Do you think that's a real viable turning point if we can make some changes in that area?
Oh, I think it is. I mean, I think it's one of those issues to which we really do control. I mean, the fact is, you know, during those years, back 30, 40 years ago, people drove through the states of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada to get to California. Yeah. And now we have people packing up their U-Hauls and moving to Texas, Arizona, Louisiana in order to find their jobs. And so, you know, those are what I think about as being kind of man-made created problems. And what we've got to do is figure out how to make it easier for businesses to hire here in the state of California. How do we create those jobs?
George, we've been hearing this now for many, many years. I mean, we hear this over and over again, but when are we going to actually make some inroads?
Well, I'm actually very frustrated over this last week, in the sense that we actually made I think we did some steps backwards. You know, unfortunately, the governor's budget, while he took some hard look at cutting things, which we need to do, we need to live within our means, he also took some of the very few tax advantages that businesses can have to keep and hire people in the state of California. And to me, that's just a wrong move. You know, the fact is that I served in the Senate, the Assembly, and during those years, we had surpluses, and it was when California had an unemployment rate of around 5%. So when California has people are employed, we have plenty of revenue. And that's what we've got to get back to. We've got to ask ourselves, does this new law, does this new regulation, does this new whatever is a part of the budget, does this going to create jobs, or is this going to chase jobs out of California? And if it chases jobs out of California, we need to not do it. Well,
we know that the governor has put, what is it, $12.5 billion in cuts. I mean, that's going to have to add to the unemployment because people are going to be losing their jobs, don't you agree?
Well, the problem is, yeah, they will. And the problem is that there will be some lost government jobs. But the reality is, we're not going to grow ourselves out of this problem by hiring or keeping government employees hired. We've got to find private sector employers. And we've got to find private sector jobs, because those are the ones that pay the taxes in order for the government services people to get hired. We can't keep people employed simply by putting them on a public payroll.
Do you see anything in this proposal that says, yes, there's job creation here?
No, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't. The issues that are there that they tried to save some money on are some of the same issues that are the same tools that I know in my community. Business people, people who are making campers, people who are selling cars, people who are doing those kind of things are using in order to stay in California. And so I'm very discouraged right now. I think we're going to have to take a hard look at it. And again, jobs is the answer, and we need to figure out how to do that. We can't tax our way out of this. We can't cut our way out of this. We've got to grow our way out of this by growing that tax pie.
It's going to be a very difficult challenge. George Runner with the State Board of Equalization. Thank you for your insight. Thanks for being with us, and thank you at home for watching Time Warner Cable's local edition, the Sacramento Report.